Well, hey everybody, it's Mike Sullivan with Born to Shine. Today we have an awesome guest. His name is Mark Whelton, and he is the superintendent over at Bridgeport. I am going to cheat and look. Bridgeport Spalding Community School District in Bridgeport, Michigan. And Mark, thank you so much, man, for making some time with us today.
Yeah, I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, so, what was your journey like, Mark, to become the superintendent? That's such a big role with a lot of people looking up to you, parents, teachers, admin, for your leadership, your guidance. What was your journey like?
I different. It was different. So it went in a lot of different directions. So as a high schooler in the 80s, it wasn't it was more we're in a automotive industry here in this part of Michigan. And so back in the 80s, it was a big deal. It would have been easy to walk right into an automotive job at General Motors. That wasn't where I was headed. I got into psychology and kind of processed through really as a young person, I wanted to be a psychological profiler. How weird is that? So some things didn't work out. Got a couple of injuries. I was a wild person, driving motorcycles and other things. So from that, I had to really do some soul searching, and I had a very, very good friend, and his mom was a teacher. And
Hmm.
for whatever reason, she just said to me one day, why don't you come visit my classroom? And it was a first grade classroom, and I referred to the kids as people, like you gotta, it was very weird. And she loves telling the story because of the awkwardness. But I grew into becoming a teacher, and I grew into that experience. And then I really shaped that around maybe who I was,
Hmm.
because some of the things that make me who I am, I'm not your normal everyday looking type person. My hair's longer. I had red hair as a kid, which, in the 80s came with a lot of things, and not most of them weren't very nice. So I went through that, but I became who I am because of that.
Hmm.
I didn't let that be the sole defining factor. The strength that comes out of that allowed me to, when I was in education as a teacher, I really pushed to operate under equity before that was even sort of a buzzword in education. It
Hmm.
was about being fair. And what was fair was giving the kids my all every day and bringing amazing fun stuff. They had to have fun. And as I was teaching, the invention of YouTube or all of this stuff was beginning to happen. And I felt like, good Lord, I'm replacing, I'm going to be replaced by devices. And so I really took that into account and brought in a lot of digital things back as a teacher, and then transitioned in as a principal on the grounds of being fair. I saw the differences that existed between the adult and the child,
Hmm.
and I have a saying: when adults win, maybe kids win. When kids win, everybody wins.
Hmm.
And so from that, it was a launching pad into finding ways every time. How do we make sure kids win? Kids win, kids win, kids win, kids win. All of that meant a lot to me personally. And I got a chance to maneuver throughout the state of Michigan, working for the Department of Education, and really was in a lot of different districts, a lot of different environments, a lot of different people, different poverty levels, all the way up to very wealthy, down to some of the most difficult environments in the state of Michigan. So because I had that experience, I think I got a chance to see a lot of variety. And Bridgeport was a place that I had to visit. We are not a place that has a clean record. We're not amazing. We have a high poverty. We have high diversity. And what we did have that I thought was dramatically different was a group of people, and I'm not talking about just students or just educators. I'm talking about a community that really didn't care about differences. So what's different between me and you? In some places, they have cliques or groups, or there's different ways to differentiate between people. And I found in Bridgeport, I'm like, you know what? People don't really care who you are or what you look like. Um, that was unique. So the opportunity then for superintendent, I'd been coaching superintendents for a few years. So driving around the state 50,000 miles a year. And
Ooh.
I said, that set some roots down would be nice and settle down. So this became the opportunity, and it's something that I believe is amazing to have a community that is okay with being in a world of problems.
Mm.
So we have problems. We don't deny those problems. We have people that are different. We don't deny those differences. What I do believe is that when we come together here in the school system, uh, it really doesn't matter what is different between you and I because we're here for an education. If we can truly believe that, you also have to believe that when you leave out of here, you've got bigger problems to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a nice place to be for 6, 7 hours a day, maybe longer. Um, and that's what we've tried to continue to create, even through some very difficult times in the world, the COVID time frame that caused all kinds of problems for everyone. We stayed open, and we had a great experience. We People were very accepting of that because we were willing to be here, even if kids couldn't be here. That's fine. If you could, that's even better. But we were open to possibilities. And you might be able to see behind me
Mm-hmm.
a bit of the painting. This is a painting that students did and presented to me 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago now. And it is our vision, our mission, our everything is no barriers, just possibilities.
Mm.
That's born out of um, a coaching mentality in education that, some people quit when it gets hard. And then there's a different group of people that says, I'm starting because it's hard.
Mm.
And what's important about that is those are the people that are grinders. And I say, we're blue collar, we're pesky, we're fighters, we're aggressive. We're going to sometimes make something out of nothing or create beauty where someone else doesn't see it.
Mm.
And that mentality, there's a trickle down. Well, it comes from leadership, but it also, I don't get to have that without my kids
Mm.
and my community being that. Like
Right.
these are phenomenal people. So it's surpassing the expectations that are set. We aren't the greatest academically, and I operate in a system that this is a family. So families have problems. Families also have to solve problems.
Mm.
And so we've really focused on ways to solve those problems in that process. So the growth component for me to becoming a superintendent, I was the kids that I meet with. I was a kid that was picked on. I was a kid that got into fights. I was a kid that had problems. And I didn't let the problems define me. I looked for solutions, and then sometimes you got to run away from situations, you got to avoid situations. I was looking for a way to prevail, not just win, but prevail. And in doing so, you gain strength. And you don't gain strength from things that you can do. Like I can do this, I'm going to get stronger for it. You gain strength from doing things that you don't think you can do. That's when you get the strength. And as that strength builds up, I mean, it really is a beautiful opportunity. And I hope the viewers that you have can maybe capture onto that. Like the tough stuff, it hardens you to a lot of things, but it does also make you a different person. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to have long hair in a business where most people look at me and they go, "Are you a surfer? Like, you must be from California." I'm like, "No, Michigan." She talking about my hair? What you giving me? And so I can get in that back and forth. It's okay to be different. And in that difference, you are an individual. And that individualism is what we try to have here in Bridgeport and work through the very same problems that I had. I don't remember anxiety being a thing, but I remember being, if we talked about anxiety back in the 80s, yeah, I was worried about going to school on some days. Now we have definitions and we have new words that we're using in today's world that we can attach and provide supports for. But if you're looking at what you can't do, go do it. And that will make you the stronger person. And maybe, and I look at it, I could have made mistakes and not been around. And I did make mistakes, but I was able to course correct. And I get to lead a beautiful, beautiful community, a beautiful school district with beautiful, beautiful people. And that's fun. That makes me have a job that this is the way I describe my job. I'm in love with my job. I'm in love with it. I don't love it. I'm in love. And that's a big difference. And I hope folks that are out there find a way to be in love with your career path, with yourself, and those around you. That's important.
Love it. Love it. It's incredible. I mean, I could even just go to the last question because you kind of answered them all in what you were sharing. That was so awesome, Mark. And I guess, when you were K-12, was there something that you struggled with? For me, I was bullied, so I can relate to that. I was bullied horribly, and that led to anxiety, led to not feeling like I wanted to go to school, to depression. It was third grade, and I was like, wow, these are big feelings in a little body. And it was just through, the grace of God and my mom loving me and getting a good counselor. But, it's so important to talk about it and to break that taboo, right? So it's like you said, it's okay to be different, and it's okay to not feel okay. We all need each other. Like you said, your school's a family, right? So we all support each other as a family. So when you were K-12, is there anything that you struggled with?
Yeah, I alluded to the bullying.
Mhm.
That was a no-brainer because of my hair color, and outside of that, it was a different time as well. So you have different experiences back in the 70s and 80s than you do today. And
Mhm.
so those are sometimes hard to relate to with kids. But if I'm working with a kid or a family that's struggling, I'm looking at that from what if I was walking in their shoes?
Mhm.
And I think it's important to be able to code switch and put on somebody's shoes when you're working with them. And for kids that might feel that way, you could be a third grader that feels picked on or that you're different, you look different. There's 300 and what, 50 million people in the country. You're not alone.
Mhm.
That's one. That's one. You're not alone. I wasn't the
Right.
only redheaded kid in
Right.
1982 that was being called names. I
Mhm.
wasn't. I felt like it, but at the same time, uh, quitting wasn't an option. And that's there's a difference in today's world because we have had that. We've had folks that have gotten used to maybe not doing something because it's hard. So finding someone that can support you. I had an athletic coach. I mean, imagine running away from someone that really wanted to make me feel bad.
Mm,
We would reference them as a bully. I'm way too old to call that now. I'm too old. But this person was a jerk,
mm-hmm,
flat out. And I ran to an athletic coach and I said, I need your help. Those are four powerful words. I
mm-hmm,
need your help.
right.
And that was a game changer for me because if I turned and faced, I could have gotten in trouble, could have had a number of things lead me down a whole different path.
Mm-hmm,
But I didn't ask for help. I requested it.
mm,
Like, I need it. I need it.
mm-hmm,
And he was there. And anybody, it doesn't matter whether you're in education or outside of education, there are people, if you say, I need your help, they're just automatic. What can I help you with?
right.
Tell me. And being okay with those four words changed my life. It didn't mean that I didn't run from that. It didn't mean that literally, I'm 50 years old. People still make comments about my hair.
Mm,
That's okay.
mm,
I don't work that you're not going to get me to feel a type of way. You're not going to break me down on that.
mm,
It's that. That's what really changed things for me. So when we look at what do we offer in Bridgeport, because we've got kids that feel the same way.
mm-hmm,
Um, so we have an open door policy for our with our adults. Our adults we're very relationship oriented. When I talk about family, like I mean it's like an Irish family. Like you're
yeah.
in the family, we're gonna do stuff for you. You're not in the family, I can't help you. People want to be part of a family, absolutely. Come on in. We'll
Yeah.
take care of you and we'll do unspeakable things on your behalf.
Amen.
And because of that, there's a lot of openness. So kids are talkative. I appreciate that, and it's very supportive. It helps us in a whole set of things. Sometimes people can't be part of the family. That's tough. Those are the conversations I'm not a fan of.
Mm,
But we've added in some very important things. What did we lose during COVID? Fun.
mm,
I mean, that's what I looked at from 2020 to now. Look at how many people are playing outside.
mm,
Not very many.
mm-hmm.
That's a problem in my
Yeah,
world, I
I,
believe.
I agree.
Physical health, mental health, being outside playing. So things that we've done as indoor play spaces, outdoor play spaces.
Mm,
You've got a beautiful picture behind you. If the weather was like that in Michigan every day, we wouldn't need indoor play spaces.
right.
But we need them. We need them. We need schools to be thinking about that. We need society to be thinking about that because sitting in a chair for 7 hours is not healthy. Not
Right.
healthy for anybody, but not healthy for a little teeny body that is vibrating from all of the energy they got.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
changing up how the food sources that we're providing for kids and reducing as much in the carbohydrate side and increasing our protein intake is a big deal. So we hired a chef for our district. So we do things a little bit different. Um, we brought in communication tools that allow some semblance of anonymity.
Mm,
A lot of people aren't interested in going to a social worker
mm,
and having it documented and insurance. Maybe they don't have insurance, or maybe they don't really have the ability to at 5 p.m. go to another part of the town, a bigger town nearby,
right.
go see a psychologist. Maybe they don't have that, or there's a stigma that goes with it. We brought in a tool with Clayful that kids can get life coaching and text it back and forth. It's fairly anonymous and it's safe. Like, you don't know me, I don't know you. We could be texting and you could be giving me great advice and I could feel good about it. And I'm using this thing right here that everybody says put away, yet it's the most powerful tool that we have in our pockets today. And it's okay. We're winning because of that. So activity, what you put in your body is what you should expect to get out of it, and be okay with I need your help. And in some ways, if you can find if being anonymous is important to you, there are sources out there, and for school leaders or educators, I would look at those sources because it has been very powerful for us. To be honest, the biggest jump in support, the request for support was by boys,
Mm.
high school boys
Mm-hmm.
asking for help.
Mm.
This is not normal.
Mm.
But because we have a tool that we were using that they could chat, text, uh, I believe, and I would say from the psychologist in me, it was safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to a room and everybody sees, oh, Welton's going to see the social worker. Oh, all the things that come along with it disappear. I'm safe. That's been a game changer for us.
Yeah.
And then that it's just a positive atmosphere. You cannot say something negative. You could call me up tomorrow and tell me all kinds of bad things about the school, and I would say, "Yeah, we got problems. You know what? We're solving them too."
Yeah.
So we're working on becoming a community in our miniature society here of not being just problem havers, but being problem solvers. We all have problems. You do, I do, everybody. Easy to pick them out and easy to try to pick on me for them or me to pick on you. Come up with an idea. And if it doesn't work, what's the next one? Because we're not quitters. And that's a big part of it. I have one thing. So this is the podcast is born to shine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to leave you with this. Be like a diamond, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be
Mm-hmm.
like a diamond. You're unbreakable and you shine on your own. If you think of yourself like that, you're born to shine. We're all diamonds. We're all diamonds. If we let somebody hit us with a hammer and try to break us, it ain't gonna happen because we're believers. And that is the world we're living in. And for those folks that are out there struggling, it doesn't matter what age, you're not alone. There are people there. It's okay to not ask, tell them I need your help.
Mm-hmm.
Asking sometimes is asking for a no, but I need your help. And it's okay. It's okay. I really don't think, and I'm 50, I don't think anybody's experiencing something that somebody else has not already experienced.
Yeah.
I
And
think that's got to be true,
yeah.
over the course of eons of time. So take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul, and be okay with people. It's awesome.
Well, Mark Welton, thank you, sir, for carving out some time with us today, sharing your heart, sharing your story, your journey, and sharing your insights. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being with us, Mark.
You're welcome. Be a diamond, brother.
I
Those
love it.
kids know, be a diamond.